Bitcoin. A lot of you might not know what Bitcoin is, and a lot of you probably do know what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is really cool, and I got into it a while ago. So let's just sort of go through my story with it really quick so you've got an idea. When I found out about Bitcoin, this is what its price graph looked like, right? So I came and I'm checking on it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is where I started getting some right in here. I guess it was. I knew it had just gone up, and it was worth $900, and that was like surprising. And I was like, wow, it's cool. It's way up right now. It's at $900. So I was mining on one GTX 1080 graphics card, and I mined 30% of a Bitcoin. Now I was using NiceHash. I know technically you couldn't mine with a graphics card and get that much Bitcoin, but I was using NiceHash, which is where you mine other coins, and then it pays you out in Bitcoin. But yeah, so I was mining NiceHash, mined 30% of a Bitcoin, and then it went way up from, just about $1,000 to $1,500, and I thought, frick, that is, a 50% increase. That's insane. Sold all of my Bitcoin, and with the plans to rebuy it as soon as it went back down. But it didn't go back down. It continued going up and up and up. So I'll show you right here. I bought, or not bought, but I mined Bitcoin right here. And then I sold my Bitcoin right there. So, good job, me. Yeah, but anyway, so then it was very exciting, continued to go up and up and up, and there's all this people are like, oh, Bitcoin, oh, it's a bubble, oh, it's going to pop, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it kept doing so well. Everybody was putting money into it. Everybody was making a ton of money, except for the people that were buying at the top. They'd buy at the top on this peak, on this really high price, and then, it would slow down a little bit, and then it would crash, and it would, dip down to $3,000 or whatever when they bought it at 4,700 or something like that. They'd freak out, then, they'd sell. And so it sort of had gone, but it generally up. And then it had this ridiculous day where it went from being around 6,000 something-ish to all the way up to $20,000. Now, I know it's hard to see on this graph because it was just for a short period during one day, but one Bitcoin became worth $20,000, and I was like, frick. It was insane. So that was sort of the peak of the hype of 2017, December 2017, and then since then, it hit that peak, and then it's just slowly gone down since then, right? So everybody was like waiting for it. A lot of people were like, aha, we knew it was a bubble. We knew it was going to be dead. But I've always been very confident in Bitcoin, very excited about it, and it's a really cool thing. I probably should do some other videos on here explaining what it is and how it works and all that stuff. But yeah, so it was worth $20,000, and then just slowly sort of went down. But you can see it hit right around 6,000, went up a bit, hit 6,000. Up a little bit, hit 6,000, but it never really went below 6,000. So this was all of 2018 here. This was December 2017 when it hit that high, and then it sort of went down, but it never went below 6,000 in all of 2018 until right here at the very end when it tanked from, this 6,000 that was holding, it went and it tanked down to being 3,000 something. And I thought, whoa, it held 6,000, one Bitcoin was worth $6,000 for the entire year, and then all of a sudden, it drops to 3,000. I kept an eye on this. I always am checking in on Bitcoin, and it dropped down. It was only worth $3,000, and it held that for a little bit, and I was like, wow, this is great. So I started buying some more Bitcoin. I bought quite a bit of it, and yeah, so you picked up a lot at 3,000, and this is when I think this is right around when I started my YouTube channel here too, and I was like, man, Bitcoin is so low, I should do a video on that, right? I should do a video on that. So then here, this is what it's done since then. So this is when I started picking up some. I didn't pick it up right away. I gave it a little bit. But yeah, I think it was somewhere right in here I started picking up some more. And then, yeah, I was like, man, I should make a video on that because it's so low. And then it went up to like 5,000. And I was like, I'll hold off on making the video. I'll hold off on making the video because it's at 5,000 and it might dip back down. We haven't had it. It hasn't been on a trend of, going up a lot. It hasn't been on a bull trend. And then it went up and it was like 6,000, and I was like, okay, maybe I should have made that video. And then it's like 8,000. I'm like, well, I shouldn't tell people to buy Bitcoin when it's high because, that's like the worst time to buy Bitcoin. You want to buy it when it's low. So I was like, well, I'll hold off on making the video. And then it, went up to 10,000, 11,000. And then just recently we hit 13,000. So I'm just making this video now. I was going to say, hey guys, Bitcoin's super cheap right now. You should buy some. It's about to go up. That's what I did. But I missed the timing there on releasing this video, so don't buy Bitcoin now unless you're planning on holding for the long term, because right now we are near a peak, and what happens after a peak is a crash. So, I mean, I don't know exactly where the top of this is. It would be reasonable to think that it could go up to the 20,000 that it hit before, but I really don't know what's going to happen with it, so I'm not telling you guys to buy right now unless you are planning on buying to hold for like 10 years. If you're buying some to hold for 10 years, then sure, now's a good time to buy because I think in 10 years, Bitcoin is going to be worth a lot more. But if you're just hoping to make a couple bucks, then now is not the right time. But start keeping an eye on it, and when you notice that it is drastically down, and I'm not saying down for the week or something like that, or down for the day, I'm saying when you're keeping an eye on it and you've been checking it, at least twice a week or something like that, you check it twice a week for, a couple months, and after 3 months or something, you're like, oh dang, it's really low right now. This is like way lower than I've seen. That's a good time to buy some. You don't want to buy some when, it's just, you know what I'm saying. Like, because if you get excited, like say, okay, well, 13 was the high, and then today I think it's at 11,000 right now, right? Yeah. 12,000. Okay, so say it's at 12,000 right now, and you're like, well, I think it's going to go up to 13. Like, your amount on that is not going to be very much profit. And then if it happens to drop to 7,000, then you lose a lot, and you have to wait a long time. So keep an eye on Bitcoin. I was going to have this video be called Buy Bitcoin and tell you guys to get it right now, but no, never mind, because I was delayed with this video. Don't buy it right this second unless you're planning on holding it for like 10 years. If you're going to hold it for a really long time, then absolutely do that. I think it'll be worth a lot more in the future. Not investment advice, blah, blah, blah. I know there's a lot of legal crap that I have to say. It's all down in the description. Because I can't be responsible if you invest in it and lose money. But this is what I'm doing, and yeah, I think I really believe in Bitcoin, and I think long-term it's going to do really, really well. So if you're buying long-term, now is not a terrible time to buy it, but also it's not the ideal time because we are on a high right now. But yeah, Bitcoin is like a whole lot of fun, so, because, everybody, it was, I found out about it here, which it was the most exciting possible time to find out about it, I think, because it's like, it was right at the start of the giant bull run that we had in 2017. Then, 2018 hasn't been that much about it. That people weren't saying very much about it because it was just sort of going down, 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 and sort of holding at that 6,000 mark. Then it had that huge 50% loss in value. That's when I started buying a ton, and now we're all the way back up to 12,000. So I've sold a little bit. Whenever it goes way up like that, I try to take a little bit of profits to sort of recoup whatever I put into it. But yeah, so it's pretty easy because generally you just once you've been watching it for a while, you'll sort of get a feel for, okay, it's down, now's a good time. Okay, it's high right now, now's not a good time. And you don't have to trade all the time. You can you can buy one time here, and it doesn't even have to be here. If you can buy one time here, and then wait till not even the top, but it starts coming down, and then you sell like right here, then you can 5x your money or something pretty dang easily. So yeah, Bitcoin is really cool and really neat, and I will do more content on it in the future. But yeah, I just wanted to get this video out just because it's sort of been on my mind, and it's like I've been trying to. I've been thinking about it. I should have posted this when it had 3,000, but I was like, I didn't quite get to it, and then it hit 5,000. I was like, well, it's at the top. I shouldn't tell people to buy Bitcoin now. And then it just kept going up. So it could go up to 20,000. Or it could go back down to 6,000, 7,000, something like that. I'm not really sure. We're going to see. But when this gets back down to whatever the, recent low point is that it seemed to hold for a while, that's when I will buy more, and I'll probably do a video on it as well. So go ahead and hit subscribe if you want to see that. I do all sorts of content on making money. This is actually my first cryptocurrency YouTube video. But yeah, lots of stuff on eBay dropshipping. I just released an eBay dropshipping course, so if you want to check that out, it's down there in the description. Most complete eBay dropshipping course that anybody has ever made. 13 hours of content, etc., etc. But yeah, anyway. Let me know, too. Let me know in the comments what cryptocurrency kind of content you would be interested in seeing. Should I give you some, like, basic stuff, like what is Bitcoin and, like, really good breakdowns of that? Because I've had to explain it to people before. Or, would you want some more, like, detailed kind of stuff on some other things? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. All right, yeah, thanks for watching, guys.